Hello and welcome. I am so glad you're here. I'm Beth, a creator-based coach with CMH Coaching for Life. I'm here today to help you and those you love create a life you feel grounded and at home in. Think of a life where you feel peace, love for those around you, and in a flow with just enough challenge to keep you happy and creating something wonderful. Sounds like magic, but it's not. You can create that life every single day. You can have a life full of love, excitement, hope, and creation. Our mission at CMH Coaching is to flood the earth with light through compassion, mindfulness, and hope. And I'm going to ask a favor of you. If you like what you see and hear today, think of someone you know that would enjoy and benefit from this message. Our mission is to flood the world with compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Share this with them. But for now, this is time just for you. So settle into whatever you're doing and enjoy this time with the girls, where we create that one awesome, amazing, perfect life every one of us is seeking.
You gotta watch your thinking. Watch your thinking. Watch your thinking.
A bunch of tops of our trees. They just kind of snapped and then they got caught. And so anyway, we've been out this morning clearing and cutting and hauling to a burn pile. And so you can't see
a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Like? Is it good weather to be outside? I mean, in your sweatshirt, it looks like it's nice.
Yeah, no wind today. It's about 30 degrees, but no wind. And it was a perfect day for having a burn pile, but it feels really good to get out there. You guys, I put mascara on for you just because I love you so much and you didn't have to see.
I was in a church meeting a few months ago, big meeting, probably 1,000 people, big meeting. And one of the gals was called up from the congregation to speak. And she was unprepared. It was completely a brand new thing for her. She comes up and the first thing she said when she stood at the podium to address the congregation is, "Wow, I'm glad I took the time to put my mascara on this morning."
Right?
Yeah, I'll never forget that. I'm like, yeah, if that's your biggest worry, honey, you're okay. Jacine, you're great.
I don't know what it is about mascara. I guess it just makes me, what is it?
I feel confident with mascara on. Yeah.
Yeah. I have eyelashes.
You really can't tell. No, I don't like earrings. You can't see my earrings, but I always wear earrings to the Zoom meetings because they make me feel confident.
I normally do. Yeah, it is a thing.
It's a thing. Tell I have earrings on, so there you go.
No.
So, how was your year in review last week? Did you do it?
Oh, I did, and it was interesting what came up. So I'll just share the thing I'm most proud of. And it kind of surprised me because I kept asking, right? And it was that I began, and I'm not going to say it's 100% repaired, but I began repairing a relationship with my adult daughter. And it was beautiful. And I learned to listen to her and not to try and have her fit into my cookie cutter of what I wanted for her, and just to accept her and love her for who she is and see her strengths and see the wonderful, like she's incredible. And I've always known that, but also in doing that, it just opened up where she could open up to me, because I had no expectations. Just dropping those expectations and listening was so key. And so I'm going to pat myself on the back. Good job,
absolutely. Pat yourself on the back. That is a huge component of communication, right? Letting go of the expectation, fully listening. And I know for me, I was having lunch with my husband just before we got on here. And he was telling me about stuff that he'd been doing that morning. And what was my brain doing? Well, did you do this? Well, you didn't do that. Well, why didn't you? And I'm trying, like having this conversation in my head with, come on, this is what we want to do. We want to do full communication. We want to listen, let go of that. That's not helpful. Come
Yeah.
here. And it was just the coolest thing to be able to be 100% there and actually have a conversation instead of, I don't know what you would call it, like a planned script, maybe, when we go in and we already have this plan for what we want to have happen.
Yeah, it is kind of planned. And for people like us who are planners, that's
It's a normal thing.
Counterintuitive. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's counterintuitive to just go in and say, hey, just tell me about you and get curious, right? That's I think that's the secret, is just be curious. No judgment and just be curious. I mean, some things you just go, but yeah.
Take your heart and open your heart and then let it all just come in and be curious.
Yes.
It sounds so
And
easy.
always invite our creator, always invite your heavenly father or your God, or invite him to be with
your
you.
higher power. So important.
Yes.
So important.
Yes.
To your progress.
That's where it goes. How about you? What are you most proud of?
Well, can I tell you first that
Yes.
I brought my planner with me? I know you guys can't see it,
Sure.
but what I did, I keep a paper planner. And what I did was I just started at January 1st, 2022 and turned the pages. It's a weekly planner all the way through, and then made a list. Oh yeah, I did do that. I was proud of that. And I wrote it down, and all the way through, I ended out with, I don't know how many people, but how many stuff, but it was a whole full page of stuff I was proud of. And I looked back at it and I was like, that is a ton of stuff we accomplished last year. And I shared it with my family. We were together over the weekend, of course, for holidays and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I did this. I went through and listed all the things that we accomplished that I was proud of. And they're like, oh yeah, we did do that. Oh yeah, we did that. And we built that. And we built this. And we had a busy year. And it was like this affirmation where we all thought that we weren't doing enough.
Yes.
That everybody went, no, we are a team. We know how to do this. And we accomplished all of these things. So that was a big thing for me. But the thing that I was most proud of after I drilled it all down was the increased ability I have this year to hear the small voice that I get from my creator. My ability to hear, because of my willingness to listen, increased a lot in this last year. And my willingness to, I guess, submit, even though submit is a terrible word for a lot of people, but the willingness to let him be in charge really increased my ability to be able to hear. It was like I was rewarded by that. And so I've learned with my heart sight a lot this year to be able to hear with my heart. Yeah, that was huge.
And I think that's huge.
Not to mention we built our pavilion and we finished our front porch and, all of these things that we built, but that doesn't mean anything except for the relationships with the people and the listing. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I was just so excited about it.
It's so fun.
Idea.
Right. It's so fun to get down to the nitty gritty of what really is that root. What is it?
That root. Yeah. And I know there was a big part of me that was afraid to see, because there was a part that didn't want to do it. Literally, Jacine, I mean, it was on my list. I was going to do it Monday and I didn't. It was on my list on Tuesday and I didn't. It was on my list on Friday still with a big, you're going to do this. And I didn't. And it wasn't until late Friday and Saturday, because I'm like, girl, you are doing this Facebook Live on Monday. You have to do this before because of the commitment, I did it. But it was a big part of me really did believe that I hadn't done anything worthwhile. There was, I don't know what you'd name that part. Maybe it was the rules girl. I don't know. But as soon as I got 4 or 5 things on the list, I was like, whoa, all right. We did something. Yeah.
And that's the power of writing it down. That's something that has been in my brain for the past couple of weeks and I said it to my kids when they were growing up all the time. I taught a seminary class for children, teenagers before they would go to school. It was a religion class, and they would show up at 6 a.m. and we would do this religion class. But over and over again, I always said, people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. And you think of our creator, and he had a plan for everything. Like literally, he doesn't just go off the cuff, right? There's a plan for everything. And that's the power of writing things down, is we get to not only have a plan going forward, but then we get to look back and we get to see where we were and because we did forget. We have that part of us that just is telling us that, nope, you're not good enough. That's the girl, right? Yeah. You're not good enough, girl. You didn't do enough, right? You didn't do enough. Yeah.
But for you're not good enough, girl, it is not possible to do enough.
Right. No, ever.
It's not. Yeah. Mm-mm. And so she seriously, at least my girl, my not good enough, got a real boost and a whole lot of consolation and understanding in doing that experience. Really made a difference.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then did you come up with something for your inspired goal for this year? I mean, an opportunity for growth. And
I looked for ideas for fresh growth. And not only did I find some also involving relationships, but I saw the term blueprint for prosperity in the work that I was doing. And I want to know what that means. What is a blueprint for prosperity? Doesn't it sound wonderful, right?
It does. Yeah.
Yeah. And so one of my top goals this year is to understand it and to create it, whatever that is. For me, I'm sure a blueprint for prosperity is going to be different, unique as each individual, right? But absolutely. That was, and then
it's our own blueprint.
Which you'll laugh for the number of times I interrupt you, is to learn to wait patiently on the Lord. Because anybody who knows me knows that patience is kind of a long-term learning for me.
It is, it is for everybody. It is for everybody. Yeah. I love that.
A blueprint for prosperity. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm going to work on it. I'll keep you apprised as I go through. But
I like that.
I decided I wanted to do different areas in the areas that I made goals this year. I made one on gospel learning, which is learning about my creator and his plan for me and for others. One for service and activities, and one for personal development. And then under my personal development, I have a subheading for the farm, and for the business and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I really, and I've got a little separate column for adjust and adapt, because I know that all year long we're tweaking and recalibrating and backing up and going a different way, but as long as we keep going with our inspired goals, we're going to do it. What about you? Tell me about you.
Yeah. So I love that. I love that you kept it really simple, right? You kept the three areas that you're going to be really focusing on. Yeah. I tend to get very grandiose and have all these wonderful plans. And I think that's what gets us in trouble. Last year, I read an article. It was called 1% Better. And I fell in love with that article. And, it just helped me to slow down and say, hey, let's just do things smaller, right? You can do less and still get more, because you're not overreaching and overdoing everything.
Well, do you see where the creator-based mantra comes in? Do less, expect more. And that's your 1%, right? You can do less, expecting, because you're doing it properly or you're doing it in the right way, that more. What's that like for you?
Yeah. So as I had my categories like you did, I had my personal time, I had family, I had my day job with Health Source, and then I had my CMH coaching, and then I have, I am head of a women's organization right now. And so I had that, and it's called the Relief Society. What a great name, right?
Because we all provide relief. Yes, I love that.
Yes, I
Running around
love it.
relieving people. Yep, helping them out.
Yeah, yeah. So really fun and cool. So I had all of those categories, and then I started getting really crazy. I'm putting all these subcategories, and it just came to me, okay, what is, in order to have all of this, you want it, right? You're expecting more, but what is it that is going to be the one thing? Kind of like Curly said on City Slickers. I don't know, that's a movie that it was just a fun movie, and he said the one thing to life is this. So yeah, the one thing, and then he died and didn't get to find out what the one thing was. But as I thought about that, I thought about it has to do with writing things down. So the one thing for me that I'm going to start with is I got my 5-year journal here.
Oh, happy.
Oh, there it is, 5 years.
There it is. Okay. I can see it.
So I started this like in 2020. So here's my dilemma, because I didn't write yesterday, because here's my dilemma. Do I start on like the first line? Because I already have in some areas, like February 28th, I have written stuff like already on the first line, or do I start?
Keep going.
Like it's the detail.
Yeah.
Where should I start? Tell me.
Just keep going. Just use the next line and put your year on. Whatever the next. Yeah, use the next line. It won't. Okay. The deal is you want to be able to go back 15 years from now and have it make sense to you. Okay. So will it make sense that it goes from 2019 to 2023? Will that be okay? Seems like.
See that, okay, right? Yeah. So the rules girl within me is like, you failed because you didn't do it every day back in 2019.
Love on her. Give her that love.
Right. Oh, I need to. Yes. And that's what stopped me from writing yesterday, was that
you're doing it wrong. Yeah, you're doing it wrong. I needed that.
So that's the one thing, the 5-year journal. And then the second thing that came to me was to have, we call it in the business world, to have intervals. You have different intervals in your day. So interval 1 is always your time, right? That is your personal time. Coach doctors with this all the time, because that interval 1, that is the catalyst for success.
Boy, I can testify that. Amen. If I don't do that interval 1, my day is crummy.
Right? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It doesn't have to be like crazy a lot. Just, again, do less, expect more. So do what's most important, decide what's most important. And then interval 2 is, you go to work and you're 100% present in all of these things. So when you're at work, you're at work. You're not dealing with family stuff. You're not dealing with, what you're going to do tonight. You have it all planned out at the beginning of your day or the night before, and then you're focused on work. Then interval 3 is you come home, you've got your family time, and you're 100% with that interval 3. Maybe you go work out because you're not a person that works out in the morning. Whatever that interval 3 is creating a habit stack for that and being able to stick with it. And then and you don't let those other things interrupt. And then interval 4 is right before you go to bed. What does that look like? What is your bedtime routine? And that is a secret for success that, it's so vital. So my interval 1, I've got some tweaking to do with that. And our book club book this month, girls, for January, is called The Miracle Morning.
I love the title, The Miracle Morning.
Yeah, and it's by Hal Elrod. So I did that a little bit selfishly, but I think everybody will, I know, I'm positive everyone will gain just incredible insight from this book. It's not very big. It's not going to take you very long, but it's got it packs a powerful punch, kind of like The Power of Ted. It'll be
That's what I wondered, if it was like Ted. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a long-winded answer. Sorry.
That was a really good answer. I love your idea of intervals. I've never heard of that before, but I have
Yeah.
heard of interval training when you're training for a race or when you want muscle build, to
Yep.
build muscle in your body. And it sounds like the same kind of idea where you work for a specific interval, you have a rest, and then you work again for a specific interval. And they're
Yeah.
yeah, I like that idea a lot, the intervals. I like time blocks. Yeah.
Yeah. Time blocks. Exactly. Call it what you may, but yeah, that's just something that, gosh, for the past 10 years that I've been had ingrained
Well, and
in my
it's
brain.
really effective because you don't let other activities dilute your current experience. It ties
Right.
back to the conversation, having a conversation with your daughter, even.
Yeah.
You weren't checking your phone, you weren't looking out the window, you weren't thinking about what you're going to make for dinner. You were curious and focused on her.
Right.
Just
Well,
like,
and I did take her to Hawaii to have the conversation. That way we couldn't
whoa,
have other people, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's that too, but yeah.
Okay, well, I want to introduce Jen's not here today, you guys. Send her some extra healthy thoughts because she is sick. And
She
she was
is.
going to talk to us about a creator-based approach to goals using this method that she loves, of using winter to rest and digest and to plan. And then when the spring energies come in, to actually kick into hard goals. And I loved her idea. I don't know for me how it would work out calendar-wise, but I loved the idea of using this time immediately after the busyness of the holiday to really truly rest and digest and internalize what you've done with your year-end goals. Because I know for myself, if I take this list that's here on my planner of things I was
Right.
really proud of and just jump off and go back to work, in 3 weeks, I'm going to have forgotten all of it.
Yeah.
But by
Yeah.
allowing myself to come back and really rest and digest in it, I've never done it this way before, but this was Jen's idea. But I have this idea that when we start and really kickstart as the weather begins to warm, it's going to be turbocharged.
Oh yeah. Right.
You think? I mean,
Yeah.
I know in the spring, I am just so full of we got to build, we got to do, we got to go, that to have this time when honestly, I sleep an extra hour or two every night in the winter,
Yep.
and I used to beat myself up for it, but that's what my body wants.
Yep.
It wants the extra sleep in the winter. And then as the weather warms, and for here, that's February and March, the weather warms and I'm just up. I'm up at 5 o'clock before the birds and I'm ready to work. But I
Right.
think honoring our body's natural rhythms for the year and for the day, not letting our rules girl get out of hand or not letting our you're doing it wrong person get out of hand, but honoring that will make a big difference in being able to have sustainable goals for the year.
I
So,
love I love that, honoring that. And I think
yeah,
about, all of the trees. I was thinking about this the other day, all of our aspen trees, of course, they've lost their leaves and
right.
they were covered with ice and it was beautiful. And then we have our evergreen trees.
Mhm.
And, I don't ever see an aspen tree. I can't imagine an aspen tree looking at an evergreen tree going, oh gosh, I really wish that I could like be
Yeah,
green all year long, right?
yeah.
They just do what they do and it's beautiful and the variety is incredible and it's both of them are incredible, right? Or an
Yes,
evergreen tree saying, oh gosh, I wish I had beautiful leaves or,
yes.
yeah,
And they
yeah,
all share that 1% better
they do.
universally. Every year,
Yeah.
they're put on a little bit more growth. They're a little deeper rooted. They're a little more beautiful. It's just a slow, steady progress, honoring when you want to sleep an extra couple hours. I know you girls who have littles can't do that. And I'm sorry, but I promise one day you will,
You will.
if you're willing
You
to let
will.
yourself. That's the thing. We're so conditioned by the time we don't have littles, a lot of times we won't let ourselves.
It's very true. Or we get the guilt. I don't know about you, Beth, but I get the guilt and feeling like, oh
I've got
gosh,
a
I
guilt girl.
shouldn't, I
Mhm.
shouldn't be doing this or I should be doing that. And yeah.
Should is not a word I keep. That's not one that I keep. I won't do it.
That's
It's too close to
amazing.
swearing in
Yes.
my vocabulary. I just don't do it.
I choose, right? This is what I choose to do. Yeah.
I choose. I don't should. I just don't.
Man, I love that.
We have a Jumpstart workshop coming up on the weekend this week on
Yeah.
inspired
So
goals.
excited.
So it is like the perfect time if you finished your year in review last week, or if you didn't finish your year in review this week. Be brave, you guys. You're going to be proud of yourselves when you do it. Take it from one who was really afraid to do it, but I did it. Go do your year in review.
Yep.
Then come on Saturday morning. Jen is doing this Jumpstart workshop on meditation with a goal. And I'm going to be teaching inspired goals, that acronym of immediate, narrow, strong, precise. Got to remember the rest. Inspired. That's connected with your creator. Reachable, 1%.
Empowered, right?
Experience.
Oh, experience.
Where you have experienced success in one way or another, and you're drawing on the power of your previous success, experienced, and then, of course, declared. And the 50/50 Girl page is the perfect place to declare your goals. Now, I did it right here, but I'll go write them on the 50/50. And y'all come for the Jumpstart, and we'll help you get your inspired goals started. And then you can declare them. So as a group, we can support you in those all of 2023 and moving forward.
The 50/50 Girl Club is just it's a place where you guys can come and feel safe and feel supported. And that's really why it's been designed, is to create this safe space, to be supportive, to reach goals, to also have, all of the things that are included in the 50/50 Girl Club. It's just crazy. Invite your friends to join. That's the thing. Don't keep this a secret. It's an incredible thing. You never know if there's one thing that's going to be said or shared, as you guys start sharing on the page. I guarantee somebody needs exactly what you have to say, but you have to share it. You have to share it. And we need it. We need each other. We need this, if we were a tapestry, if one of you guys is missing, then that tapestry isn't so beautiful anymore. When you get a snag in the sweater, it's like, oh, I could still use it, but it's not as great, right? Yeah. So please guys, invite your friends. Right now the price is pretty low at $199, and I don't know that it's going to stay that low.
No, I don't know that it's going to stay that low either. We're at $199 to get everything started. We invited people so that we could build the community, but as it builds, it is going to go up, just like all of the coaching things will go up a little bit here and there. Yeah,
they will. Yeah,
it's a great intro rate.
So invite your friends. Well, it's a great intro.
If you've got an issue like some okay, I'll just say it. I'm not a morning person. I wake up grumpy. My husband knows, don't talk to me before 8 a.m. I need to have had my cup of tea and read my scriptures and just not talk to anybody. I'm just sometimes some yoga and stretching. I'm just not a morning person. And if he does try to talk to me before 8 o'clock in the morning, I really can be vindictive. There's that mean girl that talks in my head. Well, sometimes it comes out of my mouth, And so when you have a struggle like that, that's the kind of thing that we're there to help each other with on the 50/50 Girl Club. I know you've heard a couple of times where I've said, I did this thing, and this is how I resolved it. And this is what happened. But imagine the power of our group if everybody was sharing, and how much growth could happen for us. So.
And if you have that part of you that is saying, oh, no, that's dumb, or, oh, I don't want to share that. Maybe it really won't work for somebody else.
That's my big one. They're going to think yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Right?
No, we need it. We need you. We need you to share. We need you.
Yeah. And speaking of things we can do for ourselves, Coaching Clear is tomorrow. It's back for 2023, and it's back for every single Tuesday. We went from 2 Tuesdays a month. We've gained enough popularity. We're going every single Tuesday now. So in Coaching Clear, you can come clear out your old emotional baggage. You can take, well, the coolest thing, this year-end review, you can take the goals, bring them to Coaching Clear, ask the questions, get the clearing done for what's blocking your progress on that, and spend a little bit of time. We always spend time at the end writing, because Jacine, is that not our superpower? Writing.
That is our superpower.
Yeah. And talk about it. So every Tuesday, 1:30 Central Time, we'll be meeting for Coaching Clear. And
how do I sign up for it, Beth? How do I sign up for it?
You can just go to the CMH coaching site and click on the word on the page that says coach, or click on the word on the page that says clear. And you can do it that way on CMH coaching. Okay. You can do it through the 50/50 Girl Club too. There's a link on that page for you to be able to sign up. Okay. And we're meeting in January. We're meeting 5 sessions because we have 5 Tuesdays in January.
Yeah.
And cool thing, you can sign up for Coaching Clear for 30 days for free. This just when I saw this happen, you sign up for 30 days for free. If you signed up like today, tomorrow, you would have 5 sessions free coaching in the month of January to try it out. I know. Nowhere.
People to try it out. Oh my gosh.
Try it out for free.
I just had a list actually just appear in my mind. So I'm going to go invite some friends to do that. But that's the power, guys. If you just had somebody come to your mind, that
let them know
and invite them. Yeah.
That's a creator connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. You want that connection. So that's what's happening. Little less than 24 hours from now, we're going to get together and do Coaching Clear. And then on Saturday, we're doing Jumpstart. And we're just going to keep going. Thank you, girls, for being here. Share the love. And thanks, Jacine, for leading us. I'll see you tonight at Mastermind. Our Monday Mastermind starts tonight at 7. So all you girls for Mastermind, be sure you remember, tune back in 7 o'clock. We'll be doing more goodness there. Thanks,
Spread the love. Bye, guys.
Love you guys. See you later.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for joining us today in A Creator-Based Life. I hope you felt that compassion, mindfulness, and hope you came seeking today. You can find more of it at cmhcoaching.com or on Linktree/CMHcoaching. Of course, any social media outlet, we're there too. Because you felt the benefit and light in this message, please invite those you care deeply about to join us. Help us to create a ripple effect across the globe of compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Then we can create a creator-based life together. Have a great week, y'all. We'll talk to you soon.
What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? You gotta watch. What you thinking? What you thinking? You got to watch your thinking. When I'm feeling down and blue, I found a trick that I'll share with you. I can choose a better way with every little thought I think. To give thanks for everything. With every little thought I think, I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day I pave the way with every little thought I think. Day by day I pave the way with every